I don't care what your ability, your disability, horses just have a calming effect on everybody. They're so non-judgmental. They show unconditional love. You can't hurt them, realistically. And they just, they're exciting, they're thrill-seeking. For a lot of our kids don't have the everything's always so structured for them, but riding a horse is, exciting and scary and exhilarating all at the same time. So I think just the lines that they cross are just immense.
A lot of it is the fact that when the kids are out here, they're feeling and touching and smelling. So there's all the senses are being engaged when they're out there. We work very hard on getting extremely wonderfully trained horses and kind horses. So they have a gentleness about them. So it's this large animal that then becomes very gentle. So a kid has to overcome a fear, and there's always that little bit of excitement of conquering something that you're kind of afraid of and then realizing it's not so bad. And the horse has those big warm nostrils that blow air on you and those big brown eyes. And then when they're on the horse, I think again it's that empowerment of, here I am on this large animal controlling it and making it do things. Say, walk on, Rufus. Good job, walk on, Rufus. So I think for the kids, they really get to feel successful. Many of the kids that come out here don't have the opportunities to participate in other activities. Soccer's difficult for them. Sports, group, settings are difficult. So out here, they can succeed, they can be challenged, they can compete against each other, but it's also very individualized, and it's okay if you're having a bad day out here. So it makes it a safe place for them where they feel secure, so they can grow, learn and succeed.
Kids that come here all have special needs, mostly invisible disabilities. So the families that come are always looking for great opportunities or programming to help them out. And we really consider this not just a program for the kids, but also for the families. It provides a lot of respite for the parents. Different activities we have throughout the year, like fun days or pool parties or stuff like that, where the families can bring the kids and the kids feel safe so that they can have some fun. But I think the biggest thing that the parents get out of it is the networking that they're able to do with the other parents. So they can sit there and they can talk and they can see what programs that their children are involved in and network that way, or they can watch a lesson out here, and one mom's like, another kid's throwing a temper tantrum, and nobody cares because they're like, oh, I'm just glad I sat by a kid this time. So they don't feel like they're all alone, because so oftentimes, especially the populations that we work with, they do tend to have a lot of meltdowns or, don't have right social cues and things like that. So sometimes it does get hard for the parents.
Victory Gallop is a fantastic place for my daughter, Jane, who has been riding here for 3 years. She's really grown and matured. She's able to articulate her needs better by speaking with the horses and the volunteers. And she's actually grown quite a bit physically and is a little sturdier on her feet. And to them, we're very appreciative.
When I was in the 8th grade, I wrote a paper that said I wanted to work with children and animals, disadvantaged children and animals. And so I actually moved to the state of Ohio to attend a school that had what they called therapeutic horseback riding. So I've been doing this now for 33 years. I met Kim when I was teaching at another program in the Hartville area. She was just graduating with her master's and looking for a job, and I knew she'd be perfect at this. So the two of us decided that we wanted to start our own program, and we really wanted to work with kids with more of the behavior issues. So that's how we kind of conceived and thought up the idea of Victory Gallop.
All right, well, I grew up riding horses my whole life. I did pony club and 4-H, and went to school, got my degree in athletic training and psychology, and then went and got my master's in sports psychology. And at that time, it was a very new field. Got out with my master's, I had no idea what I wanted to do, and I met Sue through Mr. Firestone. We both worked for him together, and she at the time was teaching at another program and said, you'd be a great instructor. So I got my instructor certification. We had always talked about starting our own program together. So I've had a history of riding and a love of horses and a love of kids, and Sue and I just kind of match. We both have our great strengths, and we complement each other very well.
Some of the kids stay with us for years and years. Some just may pass through for one session. It's amazing to me how many come back and say, I want to thank you for what you did, or part of, my life at Victory Gallop is what changed me or gave me, some of the success I'm having now. But we've been doing this now. It's going to be our 20th year anniversary coming up, and gosh, it's got to be hundreds of kids. And then PD himself sees, kids each week. And then in the summer we have camp groups, and one group has 60 kids every summer that we get through the program, and we work with cancer camps. We've worked with just all sorts of different organizations.
To be able to give back to the community is fantastic. We provide the riders a lot of joy, but especially, like I said, the families, because they don't get an opportunity to have their kids come out and be accepted for who they are all the time. Ready? Up,
up, push. Nice. And down.
Up, down.
And down.
Yes.
Now look, see the blue cone? Let's make a circle. We're gonna go all the way around. Pull it out with your reins, okay?
Out.
Yeah, we'll pull out. So let's say, walk on, Rufus. Good job. Our volunteers, we probably have 30 to 40 volunteers a week that come out that donate their time. And they, to me, are the heart and soul of the program. The horses are my stars. The kids are my love. But if it wasn't without the volunteers, we could not run Victory Gallop. The volunteer takes them down, finds out who they're riding, puts their helmet and vest on, is talking to them all the time, and then in the lesson, they're relaying all the information that I'm trying to get to the kid. They're repeating it, they're complimenting the child, and they're keeping the kid really interactive, and bonding with them. So a lot of times the volunteers make a huge difference in the lives of the child that they work with.
Our volunteers are priceless. There's so many people that, bad things that you hear about every day, and we get to see the good people. We've got the kids that have ridden in our program that graduate when they turn 18, and they come back and continue to volunteer. We've got parents who will volunteer, with other children, plus just unbelievable great people in the community, not only that come out here to volunteer with the horses and the riders, but help us with fundraising and grant writing and, all the aspects of running a nonprofit. So we are very blessed. And it just seems like every time we hit a roadblock, somewhere, something happens that, we get through it.
Something comes through. Someone steps up. A grant comes in. Someone makes a donation. It's a lot of times it is month to month, but we don't turn anybody away for financial needs. And we do have probably 80% of our population needs some type of assistance. They have a lot of medical bills, a lot of therapy bills, a lot of just things going on in their worlds that make it very difficult. So most of them do need some type of support.
We started the program in 1995, and at that time, there was an old red bank barn here and just fields. And Sue and I would load the horses in a horse trailer. We had 2 horses, and we would haul them to local arenas, and the kids would come there. In 1998, we were able to build the property here. And really, again, everything that is here is built through fundraising, the majority of the grants, through local foundations like the Akron Community Foundation. The Hillier Family Foundation built the stable part. The Reinberger Foundation built our indoor riding arena. The Akron Golf Charities put up our fencing. We take a lot of pride in keeping everything nice and neat. It's for my family and Sue's family. Her dad does all the maintenance around here. My dad volunteers with all the kids. Her mom helps with all the fundraisers. My mom celebrates all the kids' birthdays. So it really is a family affair, but it's just, with all the support of the community, we were able to build this, beautiful facility. It's really state of the art.